Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And please don't forget, 8 p.m. Johannesburg tonight, I'm going live with Doreen van Rooyen from Truckers South Africa. And we're going to be talking about the crisis in the trucking industry and how this could impact you as someone who lives in South Africa. And I'm talking about a very, very serious situation. So I'll see you at 8 p.m. Johannesburg on this channel. Now, let's get back to the topic at hand here. Okay, we've talked about how this funding relief for SMMEs or small, medium enterprises, etc., is totally rigged. And how if you're not triple B, double E compliant, you might as well not waste your time applying. Well, now it's come out. A lot of SMMEs have actually made applications and been rejected, clearly on the basis of this and ANC connections. Let me tell you the story. And this comes out of IOL, the Sunday Independent paper. And it says, small, medium and micro enterprises have accused the government of excluding them from the COVID-19 related business rescue funds in favor of politically connected entrepreneurs. Did you get that? It's called black privilege. It's not out there for the average John Ndlovu. It's just for those who are well connected. This whole thing is a scam, another money-making scam. Describing the 21-day national lockdown as a massacre for their businesses, 3 of the country's leading SMME associations said their members were battling to access the SMME fund announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa 2 weeks ago due to bureaucratic red tape, nepotism, and bad credit records caused by the government's failure to pay them on time. Now, not only that, but I can tell you that I've had emails from people who have tried to get into the fund relief from the Rupert Foundation, you know, that totally separate funding arrangement. And they've had a similar problem. Apparently, if you don't have an African name, you get rejected like that. And that's hearsay, but that's what I'm hearing from a couple of people. One of them, an Indian fellow up in KwaZulu-Natal, he said he's made application a few times, been rejected every time, just like that. You know, once he's completed the form, it doesn't have to go any further. It's just rejected. Crazy. The SMME Forum, SMME Council, and the National African Federated Chamber of Commerce, or NAFCOC, this week told Sunday Independent that the government did not consult them before imposing a lockdown. This came as the socio-economic impact of the lockdown became clearer this week. Confirmed COVID cases in South Africa is now at 1,585, as per Health Minister Zweli Mkhizi's announcement on Saturday, with 9 confirmed deaths and 95 recoveries. According to the SMME Council chairperson, Masawenkosi Zulu, more than 1.5 million of their members won't recover from the lockdown because they live hand to mouth. He added that the intervention announced by Small Business Development Minister Kumbuzo Ntshavheni would not help out. Zulu said, after this lockdown, I'm sure of the 3.8 million SMEs we have, we will only be left with 1.5 million. To us, this lockdown was a massacre. Now, for weeks I've been saying a lockdown in South Africa would destroy the economy. And well done, ANC, that's what you've done. You've destroyed the South African economy. What was left of it after you looted it? That's the reality. Even Dawie Root has just come out with an article saying that if they extend it beyond the 21 days, I'm talking about the lockdown, it's going to be apocalyptic. It's going to be a complete and utter catastrophe for South Africa. And of course, because the lockdown has been so badly handled, and we got so much video evidence of that, why have one? Seriously, why have one? All you've done is destroy what was left of your economy. The ANC government are a complete disaster, complete shambles. They're just absolutely appalling beyond belief. And it starts right from the top with Ramaphosa. Anyway, let's continue with the story here. People are talking about spaza shops that will be supported, but when you go to Soshanguve, Block AA to be specific, you have only one South African-owned spaza shop. In Tembisa, Differtang, there is no South African spaza shop. You go to Protea Glen in Soweto, there is only one South African-owned spaza shop. All these spaza shops that will be supported are foreign-owned. Even the interventions by the department are not assisting most of our people. Debogo Kaas, president of the SME's forum, said the organization's 1,500 members had yet to access the 150 million rand SMME fund set aside because the system was chaotic. Get that? This is a hallmark of the ANC, chaotic. Last week, for example, it was chaos. You do know that the system they use, people couldn't finalize their applications. Even as we speak now, there hasn't been a single SME that I'm aware of who has applied and has been provided with any relief. Not one SME has been provided with any relief. I wouldn't be surprised if the bureaucrat running this thing hasn't shifted all the cash into his own bank account, because that's what they've done with the drought relief, with all these other funds. The money has never got to where it's supposed to go. The ANC cadres have just pilfered it on the way through. It's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, let's continue. Kaas said, some have come back to say they haven't even received a reference number or acknowledgement of receipt of application. Kaas also accused the government of shunning SMMEs, adding that Ntshavheni was kicking the ball down the road by blaming Telkom for her department's failure to bail out small businesses. Kaas said, I've also been in touch with other associations. We are all unanimous that the government is shunning SMME associations and only inviting politically connected individuals because of their political connectivity. That's why South Africa is a gangster state. Ntshavheni yesterday refuted the allegations, saying the government could not have consulted SMMEs because the country never planned for the disaster. Well, I heard of a huge computer contract or computer support contract worth something like 100 million rand, where only 2 hours was given for anyone to tender on it. And they only got one tender. And it was from an Indian firm called U2TI, I've forgotten the name, but it's an Indian outfit. They presented a 100-page tender to secure the contract when the tender only came out 2 hours before. Guess who was in the know? I wonder if the Guptas are involved. Wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, let's get back to the situation here. Okay, in addition, the government does not have to consult to do its work. The department meets various business formations. We have no permission from them to listen to them, Ntshavheni said. The applications only open on the 2nd of April 2020, and the forms can be accessed through. And what I'll do is I'll put the links directly below this video. So if you've got a small business and you want to make an application, please try and send me an email with the results, and I will publish those results once we've got a bunch of them. Okay, guys? So directly below this video, in the description, will be 3 website addresses. Actually, there are 4, sorry. Anyway, she went on to say, this information was shared with the public through our social media, media interviews, and media releases. The department has never blamed Telkom, and whenever there have been system challenges, we continue to work with Telkom to resolve them. NAFCOC President Gilbert Messina said that while his organisation supported the lockdown, it was unhappy with the government for imposing decisions on its 5 million members without consultation. Messina said, "The most unfortunate part is that the government wants to be a regulator, a distributor, an implementer in doing everything in exclusion of the major community-based organisations, including NAFCOC. We were never consulted." He bemoaned the 1 billion rand each pledge made by billionaires John Rupert, Patrice Motsepe and the Oppenheimer family to assist SMMEs. Messina said NAFCOC members won't benefit from those SMME loans or pledges. He said, "Most of this money that has been put together is going to end up in the companies owned by whites. We can check the statistics and we will find that there is no one from our communities who met the requirements for the loans. You must have financials and many other things which some of our members don't have." Well, give me a break. That's the problem with the municipalities. They don't have their books audited. Now, if you've got a small to medium-sized business, if you don't have your books audited and you don't have your financials, well, the banks won't give you a loan either. So I don't know what he's on about. After it emerged that the pledges were in actual fact loans, Mary Oppenheimer and daughters released a statement this week saying they would be donating 1 billion rand to the Solidarity Fund. The statement read, "My daughters and I have thought long and hard about where we could make the greatest difference in this fight and have decided it is to support the humanitarian needs of everyone living in South Africa. So we think that if the Solidarity Fund, which is most aligned to our concerns about basic needs, food, medicine, general care, and gender abuse." The family also heaped praise on Brother Nicky and his family's patriotism in launching a separate initiative, the South African Future Trust, last week. Some of the SMMEs defied the lockdown regulations and picketed outside the Joburg Property Company offices in Braamfontein on Wednesday, demanding immediate payments. They accused the Joburg Property Company, or JPC, of failing to pay them for 6 months, adding the chief financial officer, Imran Bamji, stopped their payments. One of the contractors said, "We have had to retrench staff due to government's non-payment, and we owe suppliers and employees for months without any payment from the government. Yet the ANC government goes around preaching small business, yet they are our biggest enemy that's forcing us out of business." Do you hear that? The ANC are forcing small businesses out of business because of non-payment of accounts. Well, this has been going on for years because, once again, that money's been pilfered. Patrick Fope, acting head of Department for Housing in the city of Johannesburg, said most of the supplies had been paid. The delays in paying others were caused by late or incorrect submission of invoices. Yeah, always blame the person who sent you the invoice. That's like the checks in the mail. For 2 weeks, the Banking Association of South Africa could not say whether or not members would be given their clients COVID-19 related payments breaks similar to the ones given to their counterparts in countries such as Italy. Naledi Sekoati of Ogilvy PR Company, speaking on behalf of BAZA, said bank executives were busy in a meeting and would be in a position to provide more details to their clients during the course of this week. Well, it's quite clear that despite all the denials that were made when this channel brought it to the attention of the world that there was a catch related to the funding of businesses during the lockdown, and that was the businesses had to be 51% black owned to be compliant and get funding. Of course, the ANC denied that, but clearly these loans go even further. It's not just the minority groups have been excluded now, it's the wider black population. It's only the well-connected blacks, the cadres, the politicians, the guys who are on the take, who are totally getting black privilege, who are going to benefit from this funding. This is South Africa. It is completely corrupt in everything it does through this ANC government. Why would any country in the world support it? Because that money is not going to go where they say it's going to go. It's going into somebody's back pocket. That's where it's going. It's time the ANC moved aside and the adults in the room took back power. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe.